We're standing in front of a soft red winter wheat field. We're near Shelbyville, Indiana, with Phil Ramsey, our farmer interview in Indiana. Phil, thank you for your hospitality and allowing us to come on your farm again this year. And tell us what happened here. When did you get this wheat planted? And it probably looks like it's ready to get harvested.
The wheat was planted a little bit late. It was towards the end of October, and it's looked fantastic all along. And about a week ago, with the rain and the wind, it's decided to start going down here in where the heavy soil is, and maybe a little extra nitrogen in places. So hopefully this is as bad as it's going to get till we can get it harvested.
Sure. And it looks good. You told me earlier that probably some of the best you've seen.
Yeah, I think it's some of the best wheat I've ever had. It's took off good and hadn't had any problems. So I was expecting probably my best wheat crop to this point. No, we can still get most of it. It's just going to be challenging.
Right. And the moisture's not a problem this year.
The rain.
Yeah.
If it keeps doing this, it's a big problem.
Right.
Because we would be close to harvest if we hadn't have continued to get the rain.
Right.
So we're at least a week off.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
We're now standing in front of a cornfield with Phil Ramsey. We're still in Shelbyville, Indiana. It's day 2, June 27th. Phil, you got some good-looking corn here, but you told me earlier that this area has had a lot of moisture here in the last week. We've had a really wet month of May, and now it's moving into the month of June.
You already introduced it, everything.
Oh, did I? Okay, so start over?
On the last.
So don't do the day and all that. Okay, sorry. We're now in front of a cornfield with Phil Ramsey. Phil, this is a good-looking cornfield here. You're probably, a week away from tasseling?
I would guess that it'll be tasseling pretty heavy in a week.
And when did you get this corn planted?
This was planted on May 4th.
May 4th, okay.
That's the first that we planted.
All right, and we've had a lot of moisture this year in the month of May and June. This area get much?
Through May, we had a lot of little rains that just kept holding us off. We didn't have any big rains. And then the big rains have started here in the last 10 days or 2 weeks, and it just haven't let up.
Right. So the variety you're using here, what did you plant here?
This is Beck's 6272, so it's like 112-day corn.
And your plant population?
It's variable rate, but between 34 and 36 on this farm.
Okay.
36,000.
And one of with all this moisture, and we've got low commodity prices, high input costs, have you noticed in this area that farmers are maybe trying to save some cost on applying less nutrients?
Yes. I know several have cut back. I'm talking to the suppliers. The main cutback was on dry fertilizer. Their sales were way down on that. And some of the specialty fertilizers that were used, a lot of us didn't use them.
Okay.
I didn't use pop-up fertilizer this year like I have in the past.
Okay. Overall, you expect good yields here?
I did.
You did. So probably going to be down from last year?
I believe so, because we're going to have areas that we're going to have water damage on, and even this field, I know areas here that are going to be substantially hurt because of the water, and so I'm expecting yields to be off at this point, because I think we got irreparable damage that the corn's not going to be able to recover from.
Right. Thank you. We're now in front of Phil Ramsey's soybean field. Phil, it looks like you just sprayed this recently.
Yes, sprayed this 3 days ago with Liberty beans, and they weren't quite ready to spray before it set in raining and the wind blowing, and so weeds got a pretty good hold on it. before we were able to get in here and spray this 3 days ago.
Right.
So it even at that we rutted the field in places to get it done. That's.
You're not alone. Well, a lot of farmers have had a lot of issues with spraying this year because of all the moisture and the wind and severe weather. It looks like you probably planted these a little late in the season.
These were around the 15th, 18th of May, something like that. A little later than we would like to, but the rain through May was just not, even though it wasn't heavy, it just was enough to keep us from being able to plant.
Sure.
And didn't have the sunshine.
And what variety is this?
It's unknown.
Unknown. Fair enough. And moisture, also having an issue here with beans, too much standing water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet feet?
Wet feet. They don't like wet feet, and it's hard to tell right here with the weeds dying, but there's areas in this field here that the beans are turning yellow pretty hard because of the too much water.
So USDA forecasting a 46 yield like last year. What do you think? This field probably going to be down?
Oh yeah, we'll be down.
Yeah.
Beans have a good way of recovering, and I feel better about beans recovering on the yield than I do the corn, but if it doesn't change soon, it's knocking yield off.
Right. Yeah. Even if we had a good August.
I don't know. Beans has an amazing way of recovering to some degree. I think the top edge is off of it.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I don't know it's a train wreck yet.
Right. Thank you for your time.
Well,